Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from Tiny Fitness, and today I'm going to be revealing to you all of the secrets of MyFitnessPal. Not really of the app itself, because I am in no way affiliated with MyFitnessPal, but I am here to show you all of the secret tips and ways that I use this app with my clients to help them learn to balance energy in and energy out, how I work around some of the flawed mathematical assumptions that are baked into this app, and all that you need to do to get set up correctly and efficiently in MyFitnessPal, what you need to track, and what you need to keep your eye on to check in and see if you're likely to lose any weight or not this week. So this is way more accurate than their little notifications about congratulations, you're on track to lose 15 pounds this week, and we're going to go through and talk about why and what is up. There are also some links that I'm going to be needing to leave for you in the down bar below in the description box, so make sure you check out there when we start talking about calculating BMR and all of that, which we're about to do in just a second. So once you've downloaded MyFitnessPal to your phone, you'll need to set your goals. So I'm going to come in here in goals. It prompts you to do this the very first time that you've downloaded the app. And here's how I recommend that you set your goals in MyFitnessPal. We need to set it at maintain weight, and you need to set your activity level at not very active. And I'll talk about why in a minute. Those are the settings that I'm going to recommend. And then we're going to come in here and under calorie and macronutrient goals, we're going to set our own numbers. We're not going to tell it, I want to lose 99 pounds this week, I want to gain 54 pounds by tomorrow. We're not going to give it any control over our data. We're going to keep control. And so you're going to come in here, and in this calories bar right here, you're going to enter your BMR multiplied by that sedentary activity factor of 1.2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm going to leave the link to the BMR calculator in the down bar below. You just need to promise that you're going to enter your accurate current weight, height, and age, not your goal weight or height or age. I guess I still have a goal height. I'm still clocking in at 5'2" over here, so sad about that. But you need to calculate your BMR accurately for where you are today, no wishful thinking on that, then multiply that number by 1.2, and that's what's going to go here in your calories box right here, where mine says 1950 right now. You got it? As far as your macro breakdown, probably don't do what I have down right here. You'll do what is right for you. And there's a lot of information online, and maybe even by the time you watch this on my channel, about what you might want to consider for your macros, but I'm going to let you determine your personal macros with your health professional. I'm just going to recommend that you take this calories number right here and set that to whatever your current BMR is times 1.2. Then it's not your BMI, it's not your height divided by your weight, it's your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, or the amount of calories you expend in a day just by being alive. And then we multiply that by the corrective activity factor of 1.2 because you will be probably driving to work, maybe standing at work, walking to the refrigerator a couple of times, scratching your nose, things like that. You'll also be thinking, you'll be awake, so you'll be burning calories because your brain is still the biggest calorie burner. So how about that? Alright, so we've set our goals up, we're doing great. Now I'm going to jump ahead and say, great, it's the end of the week, you've entered all your food, and we can see that here in the nutrition. Now I'm not going to see any macros in mine, because I cheated and I just entered calories. But calories is all I'm going to need, and we'll be looking at things by the week view, and we'll be looking here at net calories. So here's the data I've entered just for calories. And I have it set at my current BMR times 1.2, where everything's going great. I have not entered any workouts yet for the week, so we're going to come back to this net calories for 7 days. That's the view we're going to want once we have entered our workouts and movement for the week. You can see right now that even just by the way I ate, I created a deficit, or net calories under weekly goal, of 844. So now I'm going to enter my workouts for the last week, and I saved that to do with you here in this video because I want to talk about what sort of activity is beneficial to enter, right? Nutrition, you need to enter whatever you're actually eating, the actual correct portions to the best of your ability, and so on. I've got plenty of other videos about how to handle that, how to eat it, recipes, things like that. But for here, I would like to talk about how to enter your exercise and what to actually enter. So my phone right now, you'll see I have 4 calories I've earned by walking, is tracking my steps. I don't always have my phone with me. I very rarely have it touching my body, so it doesn't really count my steps, and I don't really care about those calories. But what I do care about for calories are things like Zumba classes, walks where I'm walking for fitness on purpose to break a sweat and get my heart rate up. not walking that I do as a result of being at work, no matter how active I am, not walking around the mall, not looking at pillows at Target, walking on purpose to get my heart rate up. So if I go to a Zumba class, or I guess if I teach a Zumba class, but if I go to a Zumba class, I want to enter the number of minutes that I'm there in the Zumba class. I'm not going to worry about subtracting 3 minutes for cool down and warm up, because these numbers, just like the nutrition numbers you're entering, are only mostly accurate. The percent error is pretty high, and when we look at all the different food entries that we're adding in, all of the different calorie expenditure things that we're adding in, you don't need to worry about whether you did Zumba for 57 minutes or 60 minutes. You're going to be close enough using the system that I have here. I've handled everything that I can to make this as precise as possible without having to make yourself crazy, weigh your food, exactly time every millisecond, and heart rate variant that you have while you're working out. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to enter 60 for a 1-hour Zumba class. It's going to calculate the calories burned based on my current weight. Fabulous. There we go. Check and check. So maybe I did a Zumba class today, and maybe yesterday I did some strength training, working in a circuit to keep my heart rate up. So I just did a lot of strength training, no breaks. Gonna come in here. Good, 45 minutes, sounds about right. Got it, great. Not gonna worry about what time I did that work for right now. And then, let's see, maybe on Monday, doesn't really matter what day I put in, on Monday for sure, there's another Zumba class, because in real life I help teach a Zumba class most Mondays. So here we go. Here's what I'm going to put in for exercise so far. I've added 3 workouts, and now I'm going to go back in to my nutrition report, and I want to take a look at my weekly net calories. And what I'm hoping for is that this number right here, net calories under weekly goal, meets my target for, it updated, 2,174, I'm on target. I need that number to meet my target for my caloric deficit that I've created in a week. Now, it takes about 3,500 calories of deficit from a combination of exercise and nutrition, not just nutrition and not just exercise, from a combination, in order to see the potential loss of 1 pound of fat. Now there's a few more variables in it than that, but that is the general principle under which we're operating for this video, because there's a lot of details out there, guys, and I can only fit so much in one video without talking for like 6 days, and no one would watch it, so it would be no point. So I want this net calories under weekly goal number to be somewhere between probably 1,500 to 2,000, anywhere up to maybe maximum about 6,000 or 7,000. This is where things get a little bit individualized. You might want to talk with a health and fitness professional to figure out what your weekly caloric deficit goal should be. And if they can't tell you, you move right along. But if you're in the range of only needing to lose 5 or 10 pounds, maybe just drop those last few percent of body fat, you probably cannot work at a deficit of a whole pound a week. Your net deficit for the week needs to be under that 3,500 calorie mark. If you're kind of in the next bracket up, you're looking to lose more like 15, 20, maybe 25 pounds, I would stick probably around that 1 pound mark, but again, it's something really individualized, and this is where I'm able to help as a trainer and help tailor my clients' nutrition and workout plans to meet their targets in their time frame with the amount of work that they're doing, the intensity of work they're doing, any other factors they have going on like stress at work, their sleeping habits, prescriptions they're taking, the foods they like to eat, anything like that. So, but anyway, and then if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, you might be able to handle a deficit here as big as 7,000 calories, which would be a fat loss potentially of 2 pounds a week, which is huge if we're just looking for body fat lost through the kinds of workouts that people typically do and the kinds of nutrition changes that people are typically able to make for a lifestyle that's going to last them long term. So I know what you're thinking. Great. 3,500 calories is my deficit for 1 pound. I want to lose 10 pounds, so I'm just going to create a deficit of 35,000 calories this week and lose 10 pounds. But you can see my face. It doesn't work like that. We need our deficit to be reasonable. And it's very uncommon for people who have, regular metabolisms, who are training the way most people do, especially if you're working out on your own. Pretty uncommon for people to be able to lose more than a couple of pounds of body fat in a week. You might be able to get the scale to move more, but that loss is not going to be body fat. So in the end, you're going to see the scale yo-yo because you've just moved around a lot of water, or worse, maybe some muscle, and it's not going to be consistent, and it's not going to give you that look you want, and it's not going to stop your pants or your swimsuit or whatever it is from digging in that unflattering way, which was the whole reason that you probably started working out in the first place. So when I'm here to enter my cardio, backing up to the app, I'm back in my diary, they sure put a lot of options in here for cardio. We can enter things like cleaning the house. We can enter activities that would be, let's see, all the exercises, right? So we have aerobics, we have archery. I guess only non-hunting. I guess if it's hunting, it's not. Maybe it's under a different category. We have a lot of different options here. Playing pool. But my question for you about billiards, does it get your heart rate up? Is it such a significant caloric expenditure that your heart rate is elevated, right? If you go canoeing, sure, your heart rate might be elevated, but if you're cleaning your house, I strongly doubt that you are cleaning your house in order to elevate your heart rate for a cardio workout. I'm not denying that you're moving, but because of all, again, of the imprecisions of food tracking and workout tracking and everything else, when you track your cardio in MyFitnessPal, I strongly recommend that you only track fishing from boat or riverbank, see they're different, that you only track the activities that you are doing with the intent of raising your heart rate, breaking a sweat, making it a little bit more difficult to carry on a conversation, getting a little bit out of breath, and ignore things like horse grooming. What else? These Les Mills, that's no joke. Don't ignore that. Dancing, maybe ignore that if you've just gone out to a nightclub and you want to look cute, you're not sweating, you're just kind of like, you know how you do that thing over in the corner, you don't want to spill your drink. I probably wouldn't count that. Raking, I might or might not count that. Honestly, if I go out and rake for 5-10 minutes, I'm really not going to count that toward my caloric expenditures for the day. Rugby, for sure, you got to count that. Unless you're just watching on TV. So you can see this is not a perfect list. This is a list cobbled together from a bunch of databases that they purchased access to. Just because it's in here doesn't mean it's cardio. This is an app. It's a computer. It's not as smart as you are. You are smarter than a computer, 100% of you, anybody watching this video. So only include the things that you have done on purpose to get your heart rate up. Sound good? So to recap, we add all of our nutrition in for the week. We add our workouts in for the week. And then we come here. We have our goals set up from the start that we want to maintain weight and our activity levels not very active. We have set our calorie goals manually. Don't let the machine decide for you. Put your calories in. That's the amount, that's your BMR times 1.2, and I'll have that link in the down bar for how to calculate your BMR. You don't have to do it yourself. You just put in some numbers as long as you're accurate. And then at any point, once you've tracked everything for your day and for the prior 6 days, you can go in to your nutrition reports, take a look at the calories for the last 7 days using that week view, and look at net. You don't want to see total. You don't want to see the yellow, red, and brown. You want to see net, green and red. Mine's all green because I'm below. With all of the false data that I put in here, and then you want to take a look at this net calories under weekly goal number. Now, that number is only helpful if you have set up your app correctly. So remember, calorie goal needs to be at BMR times 1.2. You need to only enter the activity that you are performing with the intent of raising your heart rate. Don't worry about grocery shopping, horse grooming, house cleaning, light raking, stuff that you do at work as part of your regular job, and then this number will let you know if you're on track to be losing that body fat that you're don't lose your body fat that you're working so hard to shed. I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment on the video. And if this was helpful for you, please make sure to like it so that I know, and go ahead and click that subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post new MyFitnessPal tips or anything else coming at you from the tiny fitness world. Thanks, take care, and be healthy.